everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I've got another installation in my Scrapbook and Cards Today inspiration series. Got a whole playlist of these on the YouTube channel, so check that out if you want to see past videos. Today's is from the Winter 2021 issue, and this is a scrap lift of Victoria Calvin's Sweet Sprinkled with Love layout. Hers, I think, was originally kind of looks like it was maybe 8.5 by 11, so I'm going to tailor this to the 12 by 12 size because that's what I scrapbook in. And this is going to be in my regular scrapbook. It is a Christmas layout, but it's not going in my December daily. I will have a photo from Christmas Day in my December daily, but the other photos that I took of my kid opening presents and everything, that's what's going to be on this layout. So that's going in the regular album. I know it gets kind of weird when you talk about doing December daily, and it can get tricky to figure out, like, okay, what goes in the December daily and what's going in the regular album. So for things, the big events like Christmas Day, obviously I'm going to have a photo in both places. Just to kind of commemorate the daily aspect of it in the December daily, and then get a little more in depth with it in the regular album. So I really liked Victoria's layout because it has a square grid design, and then so there are 6 squares up at the top, 3 at the bottom, and they are divided up by a strip of pattern paper, kind of not really in the middle. It's more like in the bottom, bottom third of the page. If you're dividing it by thirds, I don't know math, but so you can see it's not going exactly in the middle of all that pattern paper. So just like her, I have a pattern paper background. I have sort of a lighter color pattern paper in the center. So there's just a nice little border of that red with the gold foil polka dots. That's from a Michael's paper pad. And then I also added in the pattern paper strip is that really pretty red foiling, kind of looks like a candy cane stripe pattern. I've had that for a really long time in my stash, so it's really nice to be able to make some use of that. And you can do this, her Victoria's layout was, I think it was maybe like, I don't even know. Oh, it was Valentine's Day themed. Her layout was Valentine's Day themed. Mine is Christmas themed. Yours can be general. Yours can be any holiday. It's really easy to take this and make it your own, which is what I am doing here. I'm not sure what size squares Victoria used. Mine are 2 by 2, and I chose to do 2 by 2 size because I already had a bunch of 2 by 2 squares cut up from bits of scrap paper. That was something that I started doing last year. I have a video about it here on the channel. If you're a subscriber, you probably already watched it. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by, and please consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on scrapbook tips, process videos, and a whole lot more crafty goodness. I'm almost to 700 subscribers at the time of recording this voiceover, so that's pretty exciting for me. And if I continue, growing in subscribers, maybe I'll do another giveaway. I already did one when I reached 600, so maybe I'll do another giveaway in a little bit. So I've got everything adhered down. I didn't make you watch me adhere at all, but I did the same kind of grid design. I've got 2 pattern paper squares up in the top row with a photo in the middle, 2 photos on the outside, pattern paper on the inside, and then in the bottom I mirrored what was in the very top row. So bottom row is the same as the top row, but with different pattern papers or solid cardstock, as you see the last red square there. It's just solid. The white it looks solid, but it's actually got like a bumpy texture design to it. So if you get up close, you can see that more. The title for this, not really traditional Christmas title, but I had the words "Just Be Happy" from an American Craft phrase pack, and those were like the last words on it. So I thought I should just use them up. And since these are photos of my kid opening up her Christmas presents and being happy, I thought it would be fitting. I decided to kind of as Victoria did, take up that whole piece of pattern paper with the title, and I stretched it by adding the 25 embellishment in there. That's from the Pink Fresh Christmas collection from last year. And I am going to add a little bit more in the middle there, but I'm not there yet because now I need to go and add some embellishments to all of the 2 by 2 squares. You can see there I'm adding a phrase sticker from Pink Fresh. I did a few phrase stickers in the white square there, down there on the bottom left-hand square, bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to add a couple more stickers and other Pink Fresh embellishments to all the squares. I love doing like grid design things like this. I've done some stuff that's kind of similar before in other process videos where I I kind of like make 4 different sections of the page. Some of them have photos, some of them are just embellishment clusters, but I like kind of, taking each square and doing its own different embellishment thing on it. So for this one, I've got a sticker that I actually cut in half and use the other half on a different layout. So this one has all the words on it, and then I'm popping up on some foam dots, that little, I think that's a partridge, supposed to be a partridge in a pear tree. I don't really know. And I think I inked all the edges of the squares. I didn't do the pattern paper along the inside or the candy cane striped pattern paper. Maybe I should have, but I did do all the squares that are going on in the middle. So now I'm just adding some other very old things from my Christmas stash, some Cocoa Vanilla Studio. You can see I've got a bottle of black Nuvo drops out, because I want to add a little bit of extra dimension. I didn't have any enamel dots or any enamel dots that matched, that were like Christmassy colors. So I'm just going to do some black Nuvo drops, but first I have to figure out how I'm going to finish up all of these other like embellishment things. I really wanted to do some of the tickets from the Pink Fresh paper. If you saw their holiday collection, you know that they had this whole 12 by 12 sheet of ticket paper. And I'm like, I know that I cut apart all of the extras that I had from that, and for the life of me, I could not find them. That's because I just throw all of my Christmas stuff into a 12 by 12 plastic bag, and sometimes it's hard to find the things that I'm looking for when they're all just like small pieces just thrown in there. So eventually I do, because I really, really, really want to use the tickets in some way, and I know that I have them. I do go back into the bag and I dig through a little bit more, and I do find them. So those are going to be coming very soon. Here I'm adding some a snowflake to that little cardinal tree in the middle. I liked that paper. That pattern paper was actually, you saw, a 12 by 12, but I didn't like it as a 12 by 12. I like the birds, but trying to figure out how to use it with photos, I don't like pattern papers like that. I just don't like it. It hinders me from like being creative and doing my own thing. So anyway, I put down some Nuvo drops. Probably wouldn't recommend doing Nuvo drops until you are totally completely done with the layout, but I just tried to be very careful because that has happened where I've smudged my stuff before, not by doing Nuvo drops too soon, but I did find the tickets. So I'm just gonna kind of cut them down a little bit and start bringing them, of course, inking the edges, but start bringing them just kind of like peeking out from behind some of the photos. So I'm going to do one up there and then one down at the bottom, actually. And they're really big. They're too big for the 2 by 2 size photos. If I made the photos a little bit bigger, or if I made my squares a little bit bigger, I wouldn't need to be cutting these tickets down so much. But that's okay. So I'm really going to cut them down almost to the point where like it kind of loses the tickety look, but whatever, I'm going to be okay with it. And maybe I'll go back and do this layout again, do this design again, but in a different way with other things, and I'll make the squares a little bit bigger. Because obviously when you're working 12 by 12, you have more space to do larger squares, but I was just trying to keep things small because I already had, again, those 2 by 2 squares cut out, and I thought they would be perfect for, going through my stash, using up stuff that I already had, as opposed to looking for new things to scrapbook with. So I'm not doing it like a no spend year. I know a lot of people are. And so I am hopefully giving you guys lots of tips in the way that I'm scrapbooking this year. I mean, I could be doing a no spend as quickly as I'm going through a lot of my scraps here, and all the tips that I'm giving you, but I am not doing that. Maybe next year I will do that. Maybe I will build up enough of a stash, like a really, really good stash where I have a lot of like background papers and things that I can just pull from. Yeah. But we'll see how the year goes. So these are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or just say hi, and I will see you guys next time for another scrapbook process video. Bye!